What's going on, y'all? Francisco Kuya Kicks Tejada here, joined by Dru Olive. We are Toy Bacon, a tasty take on toys. And this is our first attempt at doing a Toy Bacon talk. There's a lot of podcasts and other types of things you'll hear online. Like our friend Kevin does his unboxing Thursdays. That'll be tomorrow. Shout out to Toying Around. And there's a whole bunch of other conversations. I believe, Drew, there's an ACBA talk going on right now, even, or
Yep.
Between Two Sentinels, even. So there's lots of toy talks going on. So this is again
Lots of
our
content.
first. Lots of content. There's lots of opportunity and things to kind of talk about. So this is again our first stab at having a conversation about toy community, toy photography, unboxing, and a whole bunch of fun stuff. So we've you've been working with a close friend of ours, Danny Green. He hooked us up with a company called Titan Toyz. They're based in Port Credit in Mississauga. And Danny and Drew actually had a chance to post up at the Hamilton Comicon this weekend, or last weekend rather. So we wanted to bring in Danny and let Drew and Danny kind of talk about what they kind of covered there at the show. Other things we're going to be talking about as well, just because this is presented by Titan Toyz, are the Heat Boys Leonardo. We'll be talking about Spero Toys, Animal Warriors of the Kingdom. That's a mouthful. We're going to be going and checking out Drew's going to be unboxing his Figura Obscura, The Mask of the Red Death by Edgar Allan Poe. And then we are going to talk about another show that actually Drew and Danny will be going and taking care of this weekend, which is the Mississauga Comicbook Show. So lots of stuff to talk about today. But without further ado, let's bring in our buddy, Danny.
Hey guys, what up? What up?
Chilling, man. Just getting our first show going, as you know. So it's awesome to have you here. I'm going to bring in a couple more effects on the side here, these little hexagons to fancy it up.
Yeah,
I know that you and Drew got a chance to do the Hamilton toy show. We've obviously all done toy shows, in the past as a group.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to bring up, maybe a couple of the photos and things about Hamilton Comicon, and then you guys can have a chat and kind of give the audience a little update in terms of how that sort of went for you. So go ahead and talk while I pull up a couple of the images, and we can kind of go from there.
Okay. One of us got to lead. All right.
Yeah, throwing you.
Yeah,
sink or swim, boys. Sink or swim.
Time to pop the cherries. All right. So, what's going on? Okay. So yeah, man, Hamilton Comicon was, my expectations weren't pretty high, but after spending, 40 hours there, the show was great. There's way more people than I expected. We got a lot of cool feedback in terms of having a great booth set up. The products that we had brought in, like MASQUE and Mafex and Figart, to name a few, and the Heat Boy stuff, and Spero. We were told that we have one of the best booths several times, actually, by customers and spectators. So
that's awesome.
That was a great feeling, man. And we had great company. Drew, Shay, Buddy Chow, and UV doing the videography stuff. So it was just a great time. Met a lot of people there as well. Our customers, there were a ton of customers. They took a bunch of photos with their purchases in front of a Titan Toyz sign, and just gave support throughout the show. And it was just a great time,
Nice. No, that's great to hear. I mean, for the people that are unfamiliar, toy community is super huge, and you'd say probably almost every month, there's some type of event or convention. It's not, people maybe think that it's Comic-Con. Some people think that it's Fan Expo, but there's all these local cons that you could find pretty much in any neck of the woods, including the Mississauga Comicbook Show that you guys will be doing this weekend. So Danny, Andrew, and I are definitely very familiar with posting up. We used to sell our own kind of collections and stuff like that in the past. Drew and I also posted up as Toy Bacon, selling our toy photography, and Drew continues to do so, with kind of a hybrid between Poku Digital, which is what Danny does, and Titan Toyz with their their retail stock. So definitely some awesome stuff to take a look at. So I did also want to take a look at some of the stuff that Dru and you kind of like were able to kind of bring up here. So the first thing I wanted to to share was that awesome video that you were able to kind of put together. So I'm gonna attempt to pull it up here, and we'll see if it plays. And hopefully, again, we get some audio. But I thought it was awesome when you sent it earlier on WhatsApp. But let's try and share that with the fans here. So let me pull it up on the side.
Cool. Thanks for doing that, man.
Share this tab. Is this the one? Hamilton Comicon? No, not that. This one here. So let me know if y'all can see. Oh yeah, I think you guys can see this, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
No audio,
chain swinging, clang clang, and it costs a lot. I'm always at the guala, yeah, and you are not bad. Deep, keep on going till you hit the spot. Whoa, I'm a big bag hunter with the bow. She got a big bed, drop it low. Mama called me and she happy with the grow. Never ever fall for it, that's a no. Just pop the Kenny about a million options. So the stock and I stop doing agreement. I'm
very nice. Like I want to walk through this a little bit of a frame by frame because no audio, right? But but you guys can kind of. Yeah, let's walk through. Obviously, this was the let's see here.
Yes, start from the beginning here. Yeah, so this was us just kind of loading some of our boxes in.
See if we could slow motion. I guess this is the load in. I guess like this is the back of the dock where I guess like all the people are maybe checking in. The vendors are probably checking in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. One cool thing, man, I must say is that. The show was hosted in a airplane museum.
I've been there. It's really cool. Yeah, it's the Hamilton historical air museum, right?
Yeah, it's the Heritage Airplane Museum, something like that, right? But a bunch of like old school bombers from World War I and II. It's funny because I live in Hamilton as well, and I'll be sitting in the balcony sometimes, and I'll literally see these bombers flying around. And so it's so cool just to be in the hangar and be doing the show there. And
for sure, because when I went there last time, like they're working on restorations. They actually like we'll get them up in the air. You could pay like to be in like one of these like historical crafts, which is crazy. So sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just cool to like the cool thing was that if you were there for the Comic-Con, you were able to go to the museum. So you got kind of like 2 for 1 in a sense, right?
Nice.
And yeah, it was just a cool experience, man.
Nice.
I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting all of those planes. So when we like started walking on the con floor, the whole like left side of the airplane hangar, where I'm sure all of the planes are normally spread out, were all kind of condensed to half of the airplane hangar. So like they were hanging from the ceiling, they were on the ground, they were like right in your face. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. On the note of the whole like 2 for 1 kind of thing, that's also what my buddy Boy that has the barbershop in Port Credit near Titan Toyz, right? So we're actually working with Wing because we've all done Awesome Toy Show in the past. So we're working with Wing to host a Smash Brothers tournament at the October Awesome Toy Show. Yes. So we're doing like a 16-person bracket. It'll either be double elimination, or if we get 32 people, we're going to be doing 2 single elimination brackets. So there's actually a deal right now that we have early bird. If you register for the Smash tournament, the first 16 people, you get into Toy Show for free.
Ooh,
right? Okay. So it's $10 to play in the tournament, and then you get the show for free. Okay. And then after that, then it's like $10 for the show, $10 for the tournament.
So those are your 2 for 1 deal right there.
Yeah. So, but it's awesome. I mean, in regards exactly what you're saying with like being able to, have a venue that already has something going on, because then you have kind of 2 people, like double the draw, right? Versus just, the toys themselves or whatever else it is. But yeah, let's keep picking at this video here. What else we got here? So we got the wagon full.
The magical wagon.
I don't know. Like again, I'm trying to.
Or the audio, yeah. It's maybe I don't know if there's a way to turn it down, but anyways, all good. Hey,
Yeah.
good place to stop. Anyway,
Okay, yeah,
there's
I know.
Titan
Yeah.
Toyz.
The new banner. This was the first show that we busted out this new Titan Toyz banner, which was super fancy.
Yeah.
A little intimidating because when you're kind of pulling it up from the ground, if you at all let go or not get the latch on the bottom, it literally just whips right back
Drops.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can be a little intimidating. But
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've had those from all the events that I've done in the past where I think you just have like that tent pole kind of thing, right? That just
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
stakes it up. See, so what
Yeah.
I have with the green screen now is more like of an accordion. So you have some help. It's not like
Mhm.
literally like gonna drop with gravity, right? So I
Yeah.
don't know, like Elgato and like now the newer promo companies are trying to push it, but obviously like to get that accordion system or whatever, you're going to be paying another couple $100. So it's like,
Right.
these
Right.
ones
Right.
are the the old faithful. You know what I mean?
Oh
Still
man,
gets
it's
still gets the
intimidating,
job
dude.
done.
Oh yeah, I mean, thank God to our buddy Shay. Like he's the tall boy in the group, so like we were like 4 foot nothing. We couldn't even reach the top of it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad that he was there to latch it on. And
Yeah,
yeah. Anyway,
sick. All right, let's
Yeah.
see what else we got here. We have Pearl. Pegboards that we built. So again, they're IKEA. MacGyver. It's an awesome pegboard piece to hold up the toy bacon, because that's one thing. Drew, you and I like definitely experienced over the past. It's like I think the first con that we did in Niagara, everyone else had the wireframes, everyone else
yeah,
had some kind of display, and then here it is like these two dummies just like laying pictures flat on a table, people not knowing
yeah.
who the hell we are.
I
And this
don't even know if we had framed any of them or
no,
if they were
it was
just loose.
literally
Yeah, they
it was
were
literally
printed.
raw prints flat. And then but we learned our lesson quick, right? Like after
Yeah.
that we were like, you know what, like we got to like invest in the merchandising, the framing aspect of like bringing that stuff to life. And I think again it's just gotten better. Like this is a testament,
Yeah.
with between your backdrops here for the toy bacon to hang, Danny's racks and Danny's like glass display cases and all this other types of stuff. It's I think that what we built so far has been some of the better like merchandising displays, considering it's pretty scrappy, when you compare to some of the other people that are out there. It's literally probably the same, you know what I mean, like just stuff kind of laid out, tote bins of things like underneath the
Yeah.
tables, and you're kind of rifling through these like little knickknacks and stuff like that. So from a retail perspective, I think, you know what I mean, you guys are doing a great job. So keep it up. Let's take a look. Some of these or merchandising some of these gargoyles that we have. Goliath. We got some toy bacon being framed up here. Here we go. Animal Warriors. Yep. Yeah, there's some wireframes you got. Before. And then the transition is all fully stocked. Yeah. Nice transition there. Shout out to who's the editor on this one again?
Our buddy UV.
UV. Shout out to UV for pulling in that clutch transition there.
Right? Nah, he's good at what he does, man. So
I was excited to see this video. It came out really cool.
Yeah, and I mean everything is spaced out really well too. Like I know, like some of the past shows that we've done, like we're just kind of cramming stuff in, but like aesthetically, from again even past retail experience, like this is really well laid out. Like everything is faced out and spaced out. You know what I mean? So you can actually see which is there, because I know that especially from the buying experience, it can get overwhelming, right? When you it's like, oh, there's just it's like
so
a
much to
garage
look
sale,
at.
right?
Yeah.
Instead of like a store, right? So I think that definitely like y'all have leveled up the merchandising perspective.
Big
Leo. Heat Boys Leo is actually one of the figures that Titan Toyz stocks, right? So I mean that was one of the first, if not the first, figure that I think Danny hooked Dru up with, and then Dru was able to kind of pull some stuff up together, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So I don't want to spoil too much here, but we'll keep this rolling. What was that?
I was gonna say there's like we were saying earlier, there's a cool story behind this whole image here.
Oh, that's right. All right.
The dude customer came, he was interested in the Leo, but you know it's a little pricey, right? But it's you get what you pay for. Put it that way, right?
Oh yeah.
But because he was,
Diecast, LEDs,
Oh.
accessories, like
The
you name it.
works.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
and the thing weighs probably like 10 pounds. It's like it's
Yeah.
super heavy.
It's a small baby.
Yeah, it really is.
Self-defense. Just
Yeah,
crack
man,
somebody
you
on the head with that
definitely-
thing.
You had to defend yourself. Apocalypse. You needed something like I would put that in a big sock or bag. Or,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I was saying, you know, cool thing with that customer was he was in a tight position in terms of finances,
Hmm.
and so I was saying like he says, oh man, I can't buy this right now, but you know I really like the photo. And instead of buying the toy, he went and bought the photo. And it was I think it was one of the first customers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was
Right.
really early on the Saturday, the first day.
And not only that, we sold out of this Leon. We had several,
Yeah.
and we sold out within the first hour.
Nice.
Right. So this went back to the thing that I kept saying, where you put anything in that case or
Mhm.
that display, and it sells. And the thing was on top, and it was the first thing, and it's the first thing that sold. So, you know, just saying.
No, it's true. I mean, even like that's what we used to do when I was working footwear at Sporting Life. Is like all of like the high ticket shoes were at eye level.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even just working with the height of the slat wall. Like sometimes there were just like random stuff that was there because you don't want like the $200 shoes out of view. Like you want to be
No,
like
yeah,
you want to be
right
able to
there,
grab it or like look at it up close or whatever. So no, you know how it is. That's exactly right. And especially the fact that again it is a legit display case versus Walmart, Canadian Tire, pipe and pipe shelving and stuff, which still serves its purpose. You know what I mean? Don't get
Oh,
me
yeah.
wrong. Like everyone should still have those.
Of course.
But yeah, having a legit display with the LEDs and all that other types of stuff definitely helps.
Yeah, man, definitely.
Bacon sort of side of things. So again, shout out to Titan Toyz, our friends at in Port Credit area. But again, this is the IKEA pegboards and backdrop that Dru built out. Again, so if you're not familiar with Toy Bacon, that's what Dru and I started a couple years back to kind of bring our toy photography to life. So our slogan is a tasty take on toys. That's why we went with Toy Bacon.
I love it.
Bacon. Canadian bacon is also a thing. P-meal, shout out to P-meal bacon. If you haven't had a carousel P-meal bacon sandwich from St. Lawrence Market, you're missing out.
Oh,
Like that
yeah.
is one of the
The best.
staple
Every Sunday
dishes.
for me.
Yeah, that is one of these staple dishes of Toronto. Like every celebrity and every like politician or whatever goes to St. Lawrence Market and gets that P-meal bacon sandwich. So
Good shout out.
yeah, so tasty take on toys. And
Yeah, man,
and now we're getting fancy with it. A little bougie with the framing now. Before Dru and I me and Dru used to just give out raw prints, you know what I mean, with elastics. Sometimes
People
you didn't even
love
have
it.
elastics or whatever. So I mean, it's
That-
yeah.
No, you know what?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, you go.
No. Continue.
No, I was gonna say just that how well the display is and how it presents. It just stands out, and people were just, to be honest, half of those images that you see there were purchased.
Yeah,
Right?
I sold a record-breaking actually amount of prints this weekend. But the reason why I kind of built that was to kind of like also as a visual thing for customers to kind of like see it up, I guess, on like a wall,
Yeah, I get that.
and kind of like get that feel, see the frame, see the picture, kind of imagine their own place, imagine their own toy room. Where can this picture fit in?
Mhm.
But yeah, this is a dope visual.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
It's a cool build.
What else? And who's that in the background?
Oh, that's cool.
That's Shay. Oh, that's Shay. So Shay's the one that was the the sign
the sign putter upper.
builder
As you
extraordinary.
can see, the height difference. I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
sure why
it's
my
like
legs are
2
so
feet
spread
on him.
apart, but
Yeah, cool
Nice.
thing about Shay, man. So he was a customer, collector, and just offered to help out. One day, says, "Hey, man, any shows you got? You know, I'll come and help out." And this was a perfect opportunity, right? Because he's such a cool guy, and he knows his stuff, and just great collector and cool friend, good person. But it was awesome having him there. His presence was great. People were loving him. His energy's high. You know,
and his
that's
like knowledge for like anime.
oh
and,
man,
you know, that kind of background. It's something that like I can't carry a conversation, but he's the type of guy that'll just chat about it all day. So he
yeah,
really
man,
comes in to fill those conversations that I can't.
yeah, that was
Nice.
super
He's a good
cool
dude.
guy, man.
Yeah, you need that. You know what I mean? It can't always just be
Yeah.
like pushing for sales and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
what do
You
they
need to
say?
have-
Like, you buy from the person, not like just like the thing or whatever. Like when it comes down to sales,
Nowadays,
a lot
man,
of the things,
especially,
right?
yeah,
Right.
man.
Mhm.
People are missing that human connection, especially after all the lockdowns and only being online, right? So like wherever you can kind of really connect, you know what I mean, to be like, okay, this person gets me in regards to like what fandom I'm into, then like it's
Yeah.
more real, you know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
that that's the same way that Drew and I, we talk about Toy Bacon, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
and like how we came up with shots and like all that other types of stuff. I think they're buying
Mhm.
more like us, you know what I mean,
The
than
experience. Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
you know what I mean, because they feel
100%.
like, you know what I mean, like, oh, this person really, sure, like as silly as it is taking a picture of toys, it's like, oh, this person actually put thought into the composition, the
Yeah.
effects, all this other types of stuff, and then the behind the scenes. Like that's another thing we're saving, actually, not for this, but for next month's stream, is the behind the scenes aspect of what it takes to kind of like take these photos. Like we have some reels that Drew has put together from some of the finished products, and we'll get into that in future broadcasts.
Mhm.
But this one here, sorry, I just want to kind of transition into the customers
Mhm.
at the booth.
Mhm.
So you got some people that picked up the animated Venom. This looks like he has a Spidey there as well.
$20.99. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he picked up the 20.99, and
$20.99.
it looks like you moved
And
some
then
turtles as well. Which turtles are
Those
those?
are the Super 7, I believe.
Yeah, and I think this dude here, he picked up the Bebop and Rocksteady.
Okay, nice.
Because for one, they're getting a little bit harder to get, I guess, or find.
Okay.
And so that was a big point for him, and so he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm getting this."
Nice.
Doesn't want to miss out. They were priced decent, so super happy that this family was there and they got what they wanted, and
Yeah,
they were
and
super
turtles are
happy.
hot. Like
Oh,
again,
yeah.
like Drew and I were not even gonna go to watch the Mutant Mayhem, but I won tickets from Free Play. So shout out to Free Play. Free Play is a bar on like College and Spadina in Toronto, and they just had a post randomly, like tag a friend, you know what I mean, for that you want to kind of watch this movie with. So I just tagged Drew and I just put Cowabunga it is, just thinking of that meme of
Yeah.
that like wide-eyed like Raph or whatever it is, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then sure enough, I get a DM and they're like, "Yo, do you want to go see the show?" And I'm like,
Nice.
"Absolutely." And again, me and Drew said it. We're like, "Yo, we wouldn't have paid for these tickets, but we're so glad that like we went and we got to see it." Like, have you seen it yet, Danny?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh, it's
Several
sick.
times.
It's sick.
Oh yeah, it's a great movie. I think they
Yeah,
did a
it's
great
really
job. It has that like Spider-Verse kind of animation
Hmm.
feel to it, right? I think that's
Mhm.
going to be the new it for animation. That's going to be the style for quite some time, it seems. But yeah, great movie. It's definitely a new take on them a bit, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're used to the old school stuff, but it's good to see that they revamp it and
Yeah. Pass it on to the next generation.
yeah, there you go, exactly, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, and it keeps us going, right? Keeps us young, keeps us going to the shows, it keeps our things alive, and
It's
so,
fresh. You can't
yeah.
exactly like you can like I think any classic stuff has that nostalgia factor, and it'll definitely obviously always have like a place in our hearts, but you definitely need to improve and reinvent, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think that that movie is definitely a good testament to what we can do here. But we also have more pictures from the show.
I think there was a couple of more photos in that last post that you had, there was multiple.
Oh, was there? Let me pull this one up
photos.
here from the customers in the booth here.
Yeah, sorry to make you go back.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. That's what we're here for.
I just want to make sure we get everybody on there. Yeah, so if you the slide, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we got a PS4 Spidey that moved.
PS4 Spidey, yeah.
Yes.
Of course, Marvel Legends are always so hot. Gargoyles were also a huge seller this weekend. Huge.
Yeah,
seller.
and this line is crazy. I mean, like they. I think the cool thing and the good thing about Gargoyles is that because it's so niche, the line is compact. You know what I mean? Like it's not like digging into Marvel or Disney and stuff where like trying to be a completionist is like near impossible, right? Like with Gargoyles, it's like, yo, if I everyone remembers was his name Keith David's voice, you know what I mean? And like that trumpet song and like just like climbing the walls, like it's so iconic, right? So I mean, like when these toys came out, like I think everyone like it hit different, you know what I mean? Similar to the way that like Biker Mice from Mars and some of the other types of stuff, you know what I mean, are kind of scratching that itch of things like, holy shit, I remember that, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, well, I got it.
And it's not even like they like made a new show. Like this is literally from the 90s and never like revisited again. So it's interesting to see how popular this still is and why they haven't revamped this yet. I'm curious.
Yeah. So it looks like
to this day the animation is still like
holds up.
Man.
It's up there with, you know, Batman the Animated Series and all the other like, you know, those timeless like type of that style.
I miss it.
And then I know. Was it Demona? Is there whatever her name? I think it was, and then and Goliath, of course. And obviously they get you with like, okay, you have like Goliath with open wings, but you got to get the Bronx to get his like closed wings and like you know those little accessories and stuff.
They get you, bro. you know you got it. It's like the Turtles. You can't have just one. You need them
like
all.
This guy. Yeah, he has the One Heat Boys, and now he's in for another 3.
That was exactly what he said.
Yeah, I know. Well, he came to the booth actually quite a few times before this purchase. Yeah, because like he first saw it and then left and then came back and then of course we started chatting about it. Then he left and then came back, realizing that like it's not just going to be one turtle. Like he's going to have to buy all 4, and then Shredder's coming. Blah blah blah. Yeah. But anyway, he finally came back and was like, "I gotta do it. I gotta buy it."
Yeah, man. Yeah. And, you know, I think it's a great purchase. I think they'll be worth even more money later, if anything. So we're looking forward to the next figures.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn off this overlay here because I think that this one, to be candid, is a little better. The main thing and the reason why I'm saying that is because we don't have our tags here. So I gotta be, you know, self-promotion, you know, shameless self-promotion here. I noticed that this overlay here does actually have our tags visible. So let's we'll pull this one up and then I just took away the hex in the corners and stuff. So still good. What else do we have on this rotation? Yeah, exactly. What do we have here? What did they pick up here?
Okay, so this is from from Ramen Toyz.
Okay.
So Ramen Toyz is a company that focuses on kind of like the obscure or IPs from the early 80s that sometimes people won't remember or do remember, I should say. But like, for example, this 80s Commander series. This was a little bit before my time, right? And so I don't remember it that well. But when I meet guys like this gentleman here, he was all about it. And there's a bunch of people or a generation that are about the 80s Commander and some other IPs like Silverhawks. They came around the similar times, right?
Okay.
But anyways, so this guy, he went and he picked up this 80s Commander figure from Ramen Toyz.
Nice.
I think he also said too that he had the original figure from the 80s, and I think within the last like maybe 5 or 10 years he sold it and then saw it again and was like, I gotta get it.
Yeah, man.
Like saw this new version and wanted to buy
Why
it.
not? You know what I mean? Replace.
Regretted it.
Yeah, And there you go. Now he has a better version. You know what I mean,
Yeah.
of what he originally sold. So
Yeah.
nice,
And
good.
dope shirt too. Always have.
You're the plug. Yeah, I was gonna say the Death Row dog for sure. That was the first thing that I saw. All right, we got a cyborg Spider-Man that moved.
Yeah. This
Oh.
guy is really cool too. He came a couple of times. He bought a few things actually.
Yeah, he did.
He was working the show.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
he kept like popping in and out to say what's up, chat a little bit, try to like, twist his arm on starting doing some toy photography.
Great.
He also bought another Venom and a couple other figures as well. Really cool dude.
Nice. Shout out
Yeah.
to Miles Morales. He was even doing the
Yeah.
little whip hand too, right? So
Oh man,
Yeah,
definitely.
nice.
No, this cat was cool, man. Definitely.
sick.
Yeah.
Speaking of another Spider-Man dude, we had
Oh,
this
yeah.
guy.
Perfect segue there.
Yeah, Drew had this guy here. So talk to me about
Yeah.
Symbiote Spider-Man. I think you picked up some stuff as well, maybe.
Yeah, so his handle, the Paranormal Spider-Man, local guy, he purchased
I think your mic's a little
toy
far.
making-
I can't.
Oh,
You really
can
got
you-
a little quiet there. There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got-
Yeah, he purchased Toy Bacon photo, the Doctor Doom, MF Doom photo, and I wasn't at the booth when we sold it, so he circled back again just to say what's up and how much he appreciated the photo. And so I asked him if I could take a photo with him, and so yeah, really nice guy, really cool dude.
nice. You got the Mushroom Kingdom in the background too. What?
I know, eh?
Tons of cosplay going on and just cool.
Yeah, lots of cosplay.
Yeah.
This one was the horror on stage, right? It's
Yeah, so this
Clockwork
was,
Orange. Who's in that photo again? You have
there's Clockwork Orange,
Pennywise.
Michael Myers playing the guitar, and Ghostface singing.
Nice
So this was,
nice segue into we're getting into October, so getting spooky
Yes.
with the toy
Yeah.
toy photography.
And I want to add this as well. So he asked me if I could sign the picture.
Oh, that's right.
Dude, made me feel like a friggin' celebrity, bro. Like I almost cried. He asked me to just like sign it. I want to say that this might have been a gift to his brother or his cousin, but wanted me to just sign it. Little tag, little shout out. So I was like, oh my god, I made it.
That's what. Yeah, I mean, those are the moments that matter. I remember the first gaming event that I went to, and somebody was like, "Yo, is that Kuya Kicks?" And I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "What do you mean? How do you know my tag?" And I'm like, "Yo, I'm famous." Same.
Man, you've made it.
Yeah, man, it's such
Oh,
a good
that's sick,
feeling.
man.
When
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
like appreciates. Yeah, it was great, man.
Yeah,
It
man.
was great.
And then we got the punk,
And then
Spider Punk
Max
here.
purchased the Spider Punk. Yeah, this I've sold actually a couple of these prints. I'm assuming he was, in my opinion, the best character in the movie. So I think that speaks a lot for other people as well too, because they love this photo.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. And again, like I was thinking about it. I'm like, do I want it? I don't really want it. I'm like, I'll pick it up for Drew just in case. And then I'm like, I don't see that shit anywhere anymore. And I'm like,
Dude,
damn.
all of a sudden because I saw it everywhere as well, and then just all of a sudden, like every shelf that I went to was gone, and now like can't find it at all. So
Yeah,
It was the best figure of the line, right?
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
So it's popular
And I think
for
that's
sure.
it for the Hamilton coverage. Anything
I
else that we
wanna-
missed?
Yeah, I want to actually share just like one more story.
Absolutely,
so
go for it.
It was a dad with two small boys, and they were walking by our booth, not intending to go in. They were kind of just like beelining it straight. And the older son kind of like looked over at our booth and saw all of the toys and just like freaked out. Oh my god, look at this! Oh my god! And he's like pulling his dad in. His dad seemed like he was just like ready to go home, and he just like started losing his mind. Went to like the SHF Dragon Ball, started calling out all the characters. Went over to the SHF, the Spider-Man stuff, Marvel Legends. He was going crazy. the dad was like, he's like, if you want to buy something, that's fine. He's like, but you really need to like narrow this down and choose something. He spent like 20 minutes looking at every single toy that was in the booth and wanted I think it's Sasuke, the
SHF.
SHF, yeah. So ended up purchasing it. And as he was leaving the booth with the purchase, he saw we had the MASQUE Vapor in the display case, and he's like, "Oh my god, Dad, MASQUE Vapor!" Blah, 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 blah. The dad's like, "We just got one. We're good. We're gonna call it a day. We're gonna do one more walk around, and then we're gonna leave." And he's like, "The MASQUE Vapor." He pulls out his phone, pulls up. This kid was like probably 11 years old.
Yeah.
Pulls up the MASQUE Vapor, starts showing his dad, like, look at all the stuff that it comes with. Blah, 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 blah. The dad's like looking at it. Okay. He's like, let's do one more walk around, and then came back and purchased it for his son. So, like, for an 11-year-old kid to know what the MASQUE Vapor, such a niche figure.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I was like, he asked for a little bit of a deal because he had already purchased. I was like, you know what? This kid is going to have a great time with this. This is the next generation.
Yeah, man.
I'm going to let this kid enjoy this figure and told it to him. So I'm like so excited that little
Love to see it. Good. Shout out to Dru for hooking up.
Oh man,
the next
dude,
gen.
It was amazing. That the whole weekend, just like seeing kids get excited about toys, like bringing back that feeling that we all had as toy collectors, being a kid walking through, finding all your favorite characters. It was so nice to see, man. That's why I love doing these shows, is for that kind of stuff.
Nice.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That I didn't know that. It's the first time I'm hearing it. So sick to hear. You know what I mean? I think because it's definitely different. I mean, even my nephew Logan, like on that note of like the next generation and stuff like that, I've shared toy photography pictures that he's taken, and now he's getting into stop motion and stuff like that. His first big purchase was the SHF Miles Morales, which he got at Fan Expo, and he's been going ham on like taking pictures of that type of stuff.
Awesome.
Which is crazy. I mean, like he's 10 years old, turning 11 next month, and I showed him even pictures of the new No Way Home Marvel Legends Spider-Man photos that you guys have probably saw at PulseCon last week. So I started telling him, like, oh hey, there's the 3 Spider-Man with the unmasked heads, there's the Sandman, there's the Goblin, there's the Doc Ock and whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, he's like, he's like, SHF and Mafex will probably make like better versions of them. And I'm like, yo, who are they?
Wow.
Like, how do they? It's crazy. It's crazy how like the community has become, I guess, like mainstream, really, where these like kids know these figures.
Yeah.
Like, as much as they say adult collectors, 14 and older, like, it's crazy to see these younger kids embrace it and get excited about it.
Yeah. And speaking of getting excited about it and embracing and buying and stuff like that, I think that's a good segue to our not that big Titan Toyz. Let's go with this Titan Toyz piece over here.
Hey,
we wanted to talk about Leonardo, and so let's pull up some Heat Boys Leonardo from our friends at Titan Toyz. And I'm not sure how much time, Danny, you have. You're welcome to stay. I know, like we initially talked about the recap, but obviously you made the plug with Titan Toyz and Heat Boys here. So again, like stay as long as you like. But both of you, obviously, if there's anything that if you needed to jump out and take a break or whatever else it is, and let me know, and I could just kind of change and transition the overlays. But yeah, just give me a heads up. Let's see here. This should be.
I'll check out at 9:30. Well, whatever. We'll keep going and then see where we land at 9:30.
Cool. Yeah, no worries. So yeah, I'm just moving some of the overlays around for Titan Toyz. Right now, we're going to get into again our Heat Boys Leonardo. I think that transition is up now with Titan Toyz, and we got the logo over here. Yeah. But again, I think we talked about this earlier because it was showcased a little bit. Well, not even a little bit. It was showcased and sold like hotcakes at the store at the show rather last week. But again, the supplier for this was Titan Toyz based in Port Credit in Mississauga. Titan Toyz was also able to provide this to Danny and Dru. I believe, again, this was the first sample, Dru, that you got to do some toy bacon photography and stuff like that. But it looks like it is still in stock. So if anyone is looking to pick it up, then they can definitely go to the Titan Toyz website. It is the, again, Heat Boys TMNT Leonardo. And you could also use the promo code Toy Bacon to save 10%. That's Toy Bacon, all as one word, if you wanted to check that out. What else do we have here?
Another, just real quick, another cool feature with Titan is that the prices you see there include the tax. So what you see there is what you pay, right?
Nice. I didn't know that. That's that's pretty good to to know for a lot of people, because obviously the tax will add up. You know what I mean? For especially when you go to some of the other retailers. So that's
it's pretty cool, and and then you add your code, your 10% code, right? So if that thing's like $300, you're saving $30. So that's a pretty good deal. And they got free shipping after $250. So that's another thing.
There you go. So you can get this. You can get 10% off and get this without free shipping. So you're getting it $270 shipped.
Or you can also arrange. You can actually call. The cool thing with Titan Toyz is that you can actually call them and talk about toys or set up appointments to pick up. Not many toy stores online or in general can you call and actually have a conversation with somebody about a figure. So Titan actually has that feature, right? If you go to their site, there's a number at the bottom, so you can give them a call and you can arrange appointments and meet up. Even if you want to just look at the toy, you can give them a call and set up a meetup. So it's kind of cool.
For sure. I'm gonna actually put their gonna edit the, where is that, Heat Boys. So I'm trying to find this here. I'm gonna change the ticker there to TitanToyz.com to make sure that people can see that. Y'all should probably see that reflected on the top now. So hit up TitanToyz.com again. Promo code Toy Bacon, all one word, to save 10% off. I want to actually take a look and actually talk about this figure a little bit more. I know Dru probably had the most experience with this, but I'm picking out a couple things here. The big thing that I'm noticing here is definitely that ankle pivot and that toe articulation to be able to get into this pose, which is pretty dope. And just even all the panel lining. I think, this really speaks to not just the TMNT fans, but Gundam, Mecha fans, you know what I mean? For sure. You have the one, katana there.
And I'm not too familiar with Gundam or anything like that, but it is very there's a lot of pieces that'll actually unplug, and they have little ports where you can add some of the accessories onto his actual body. You can add guns to his arms, to his legs. Comes with a plethora of accessories and a lot of little moving parts that will help the articulation as well too. So if you want to kind of push it a little bit further, there's certain parts of that'll slide out, slide down, and just amazing figure, amazing.
For sure, you could see this machine gun that he has there with the little mutagen, kind of pieces. You could even see one of them is kind of out of the chamber there. That third one's kind of missing.
I think you were going to say mutant jizz there for a second. Yeah.
I think it's plugged into the front, right? As kind of a grenade launcher or something like that, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, they're little tubes that kind of slot into the top.
Nice. We got this nice little aerial shot here, with dual katanas just kind of split open. What else do we have here? Oh, we have the guns also mounted, to your point, around the right thigh there, that extra gun there, and then the shield, the riot shield kind of design there. What else do we have here? These look like the same or similar photos. Let's go down. Oh yeah, that shell.
The shell is insane because it actually expands, right? It kind of goes out, and then the pilot sits in the shell.
Sits inside. Yeah.
So I
So
love that, man. It's so cool.
I know it's like Zord vibes.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
like-
100%. And then it's got also like the light. It's got a light up feature.
Mhm.
On its head and its eyes. It's got like a touch thing, right, Drew?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
comes
it's a little
with like a little
magnet.
slice of pizza. It's a little
Yeah.
slice of pizza.
Oh, it's a slice.
You kind of just like tap it on his head. He has 2 different modes. His eyes will stay on, or if you tap it again, it kind of gives you a strobing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that same kind of effect in my my Doctor Strange, like the magic box. And what I realized again, there's basically like a little board, and then you put the battery in it, and it has that LED kind of as all as one piece. But it's the whatever activates it is always this magnetic part that, like, once you tap onto it, it sends that frequency to either turn it on or off, or again, to your point, pulsing or whatever else it is. So it's pretty cool that you don't actually have to flick a switch or anything like that. I know that with my my Masterpiece Optimus and Dinobot, for example, it's pretty easy. You just click the head, and like the head will just kind of like click into the neck, and then it activates it that way. But it's really cool the fact that, like, it's, you know, you just need to have that little accessory, and then even the fact that it's a little piece of pizza, you know what I mean, is a nice little added touch, you know, as well.
Totally.
There's that.
Here's the pilot that you were talking about hanging out in the back there.
Yeah. So it just like spins around the mode on the left, and then you kind of like slide it over with your finger, and it reveals the pilot inside.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Nice.
So rad.
And then there's the full view of all the accessories. Like, you know, you have your katanas with the sheaths. You have, you know, two pistols, a machine gun. You have your riot shield, 2 short daggers, 2 shurikens, all these clips to kind of like attach everything. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, Drew, like those are some of the minifigures that are included as well. I think you get like a couple of like the pilot and the minifigures, but I think if you get all 4, it makes a little turtle then or something too, right?
It's
Like
got
a little Build-A-Figure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. And the shield as well too comes apart in 3 pieces.
Okay.
So you could use the 2 ends to kind of put on his waist to kind of give him that like samurai,
like a skirt
vibe.
kind of thing.
Yeah. And then
Okay.
you can still use that middle part as a shield, and then those 2 little throwing stars kind of like attached to that shield too, so you could have a cool little shield pose with the 2 ninja stars.
Yeah, this is definitely like,
It's legit.
you get what you pay for kind of figure, right?
Fun
like, again,
factors, like,
die cast. We talked about how this thing's like 10 pounds, blunt object. Use
That's
it for
like gold
self-defense.
in
Yeah.
toy language. It's
Yeah.
got die cast. Gold. But yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
man.
let's get into some of the toy photography too, because I know that Drew
Well, he's got
took
cool
some photos
pictures.
here. So this is a big one. Again, let's see here. Hold on.
Yeah, I just tried to do the you know, their 200-foot Mac.
Yeah.
You
Give it
know,
the-
that was kind of the vibe I was going
Look at
for. So I just
Spider-Man,
went
or
with like a little
Batman's
miniature
little-
Batman, yeah.
Like a Hero Clicks kind of like guy or something. or-
Yeah, no, it's the Jada Toys Batman, and he comes with the little Batmobile. That was the '89 Batman.
Nice.
I
that
think
I
he's
put
gonna
it
have
with.
a problem in that battle there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I did a couple of them, but I had to post the Batman.
Yeah.
But I used a couple different shots, but that was the one. For
Oh,
me.
that's sick, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, we got another one here. Let's pull this bad boy up. Oh, no, that's the same one. My mistake. It's this one here.
The anticipation's killing me.
Oh, what happened? Stop sharing my tab. Hold on.
Oh no.
This one is the... Oh, it's the real. Pull this one here. Some technical difficulties. Who hired this producer? Here you go. You got that thumb articulation. Danny,
Yeah.
to me, like again, like I know Dru doesn't have as many of the TF stuff, but I feel like the hand articulation is very similar to maybe some of the like the G1 third and fourth party,
Oh yeah.
upgrade kits and stuff like that. I feel like they borrowed a lot of that kind of, feature, and injected into, this guy here.
Yeah, man. This definitely you'll see a lot of inspiration from like Gundam and super robots and stuff like obviously Transformers for sure,
Mm-hmm.
right? In this figure, but
Nice.
yeah, it's sick. It's definitely worth picking up.
Nice. So again, Titan Toyz. That's the plug right there. They still got a couple in stock. It looks like based on the website.
Yeah,
Again,
we sold a ton, and we like
Mhm.
between 2 or 3 shows that we've done, we moved almost 10 pieces. No word of
Nice.
a lot, and got a few left, but they won't be around. Probably another show, and they're done. So
Yeah, get them all you
Mikey's
can.
around the
Again,
corner. Michelangelo's around the corner.
yeah, he's
Yep.
coming next. I hear he's cool. Who was it? Was it you, Dru, telling me about
Shay
Shay,
was talking about it. Yeah.
where the turrets they spin, right? They got like they're battery powered, and so I think they light up and they spin or something like that. So it has a similar kind of that magnetic power on feature.
nice.
So that's kind of cool.
And I mean, it's smart. I mean, once they design one, the 4 turtles can only be so different. It's just really the accessories I find. You know what I mean? Obviously, that they're going to change up more than anything, but the core body, you know what I mean, of the articulation of the turtle itself, and all that other types of stuff are probably more or less, the same. So I think I don't know if it was Mikey or Raph. Like, so one of them has like crazy like arms and like I don't know if it's like
I think it was the RAF. Yeah.
right cannons or like something nuts.
He looks like a
where,
football player, like on
Yeah.
steroids.
he's the
So
Popeye
cool.
of the group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it makes sense, right? I'm waiting for Donnie. Donnie's my favorite turtle, but he's like the last turtle that's coming out. So I'm like, oh man. But he's got like a sniper kind of feeling to him, more of a like engineering, scientific kind of look to him.
Donnie does machines.
He does machines.
What does that even mean?
Right? He probably built all these mechs for these guys. So
It's true.
But they all look cool, and super
Yes.
excited to have all of them. Actually, it's gonna be a hefty bill, but at the same time, it's worth it. So
Again,
And
it's
like,
gonna
look at what it can
unique.
do too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you
Right,
off there, Francis. But like the crouching, the bending down on one knee, like the posability actually like really shocked me. And because it is die cast, it doesn't feel like fragile. Like it's got some meat to
It'll hold. Yeah.
It'll hold. Like even bending the toe articulation, kind of leaning it up, because a lot of the weight is in the legs and in the feet. It's really secure. You can have this guy balancing on one foot, on one toe, and it'll hold. It's a dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
So again, last chance, Titan Toyz rather, .com. You see that link on the very top there. If you use the promo code TOYBACON, you'll get yourself 10% off there. So you'll get that shipped to your door for $270, which is a pretty good deal, all things considered. There's a lot of other, more expensive collectibles out there, but this is basically a, TMNT Leo Gundam with like tons of die cast accessories and all this other types of stuff. So get it while you can before we switch over to the Spero toys, and that is again the title that I can't ever say. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom.
Ewok. They call him Ewok. That's the short form.
There you go.
Ewok.
There you go. Not to be confused with Ewoks.
Yeah, right.
But
so we have
Go ahead.
wave. We have wave 1 and 2 in stock. I believe 3 is on the way, probably around the corner.
Nice.
So we are fully stocked in this, guys, and ready to go. This is one of my favorite lines. I love these figures so much.
it's clear. I think you did some toy baking here that will
Mm-hmm.
let's pull into
Yeah,
these
right
shots a
there.
little
There's
bit
the
more.
bacon right there on the grill.
Yeah, this is a little barbecue action. And if anybody's ever barbecued, you know the feeling of other people watching you, judging you while you barbecue. But yeah, the fun factor with these toys, like they're so photogenic. The color's so vibrant on them. Articulation's great. I can't say.
And even just like the animals, like then the head sculpts are like,
Yeah,
you don't get that, like, other than maybe again finding those animal figurines, you know what I mean? There's always those zoo figurines and stuff like that, but it's like just kind of fixed. You can't remove, or there's no articulation to any of that type of stuff. So they're so unique, which is kind of cool. I mean, I get kind of was it like Thundercats kind of vibes from these guys. I think of what's his name, like Battle Beast from Invincible, when he gets his ass kicked in that first season.
Yeah.
So it's really cool, right? It's different. So I mean,
and the cool thing with Spero is that they like to share a lot of the toy community's photos and stuff like that, right? So if you're out there and you pick some of this up, take some cool pics, tag them, they'll share it, as we will as well, of course.
And there's no shortage of inspiration when it comes to these toys because, like you said, you get inspired just seeing the toys, but there's also like a backstory to all these guys. There's a comic book that Spero Toys does to kind of like delve a little deeper into these characters. There's different houses. It's very much like Game of Thrones, but with animal warriors. It's amazing.
So you're saying they kind of have like their own like lore, like kind of thing?
They have their own lore. They're all in like different houses. You can kind of tell it apart by colors and animals themselves. But yeah, they have a whole like rich history behind it. So if you ever kind of are not really deciding on what you can do, just like read some of that backstory and let it kind of inspire you and go from there.
They also encourage like kind of customizing your own animal warrior, right? Where they have I guess they have these blank bodies, or I shouldn't say blank, but they have figures that don't come with much, and then you can buy accessories or you can swap accessories, right? And kind of
it's kind of like a stripped down. Yeah, it's like a stripped down figure, like a base body, and then comes with like different head packs, different accessory packs. You can kind of swap them around. It's so much fun. Like this picture right here.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up, right? The head swap
was just
so
like and the heads fit on Marvel Legends, so I kind of had a little bit of fun with Earth 7481. Like,
based on what we were talking about earlier. So the dude on the left, his name is Pale, and that's on the Marvel Legends War Machine. You have the Horrid head on Doctor Strange. You have the Chitauri head on Cap, and then you have the Kali head on Iron Man. So it's kind of like you never see this. It's not like you do, like, you know what I mean? Like, and when I mean never, like who's like, unless you have these you know what I mean, figures, right? Like and do toy photography, like it's a cool little mashup, you know what I mean, in regards to Planet of the Apes kind of vibes too,
Yeah, so versatile, man. I love these toys.
Nice. So again, these Spero toys, the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, you can pick them up at Titan Toyz. Again, they're presenting the show that we're doing today. Dru and Danny, again, they had them posted up at the Hamilton Comicon last weekend, and then you're also going to be posting up at the Mississauga Comicbook Show this weekend. So again, shout out to the friends at Titan Toyz. And one more time, if you use the promo code TOYBACON, you get 10% off your purchase. So again, take a look. You'll be able to find not just the Spero Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, but you'll also be able to find the Heat Boys TMNT Leonardo, which we were covering a little bit earlier. But there's I know Dru has been itching to get into this figure Obscura over here. So talk to us. What's this all about?
So I'm not. This is a Four Horsemen, but I'm not too familiar. Look how cool this is. Look, first of all, look at this. It's kind of like opens like a book, and it's magnetic, so it just kind of like attaches. And
Is that like a backdrop too? Like,
and yeah, look at this thing.
That's cool.
This.
That's nice and detailed. Whoever did the illustrations,
How
shout out to them.
crazy is that? Oof, so cool. Anyway, so yeah, so I'm gonna crack this thing open and we're gonna look at it as we kind of. I've been waiting this whole time to open it, hot off the FedEx truck, like just came in a couple hours ago. And I'm also really curious to know what his face is, because I've seen a lot of like unboxing videos within the last couple days, but the company specifically saying not to reveal the face to let the customers like experience it for themselves. So I am very excited to see what his face is.
Just move it out of frame so you don't get.
Well, yeah, like that's what I. Well, that's just it. Like I was curious to know, like, can I do it? Like, should we do it, or should
I'd say not,
because essentially, it's if I got it, other people are getting it, and it's only a matter of time before somebody does it and shows it. So I mean,
it's up to you. Your call.
I'm okay with it. I don't know if you guys. I don't want to spoil anything.
I'm not going to pick the figure up personally, so yeah.
I'll apologize to the people if they do catch this on the replay and you don't want to see it. I would say to fast forward ahead.
And if you're watching now, then you probably want to not.
And if you're watching it right now, well, I'll tell you when. I'll tell you when I'm gonna do it. But anyway, this is it out of the packaging. Look at this box that comes with.
That's pretty sweet.
Isn't that amazing? And our pal CJ did all of the cloth goods, and I'm very excited to see it. He was saying that this was the first time that he kind of did layering of the cloth, which is, I don't know if it's really coming out that well, but
you can bring it closer up, I guess.
It's
show us the toy. Why are we seeing?
Yeah, well, I know. Like, what do we? I'm trying to stay in focus so that the camera stays in focus.
But I can see the layers of the
but
materials
it's
there.
Yeah, and it comes with a bunch of other stuff. So I'll work on taking this out while we continue.
Yeah, I think I can pull up the web link. Let's see here.
For anybody who is looking to purchase this, it is sold out, unfortunately. So you're gonna have to either get this on the aftermarket, or I believe that they said, I think the Legion's Lounge was saying yesterday that they might have some, or they will have some at Legion's Con.
Okay.
So if anybody is going to be visiting Legion's Con, I don't know exactly when it is, but I know that they'll have some available there as well.
Yeah, look at this. This detail is awesome. Like that sculpt.
So these, and I also sorry, I'm sorry. I keep cutting you off. These photos here, Trevor, the 1.6 shooter. Shout out to Trevor for doing these incredible photos. Like this really helped me personally buy this, because I didn't pay attention in English lit, so I had no idea the backstory behind this, and these photos really sold it for me.
Nice. I think I don't know if your mic moved again, or if it kind of got a little quiet sometimes, but yeah, maybe pull it in a bit. No, it's all good. Yeah, so you have some of the lore here, Edgar Allan Poe, some other pictures, and it's really great even just being able to see the cloth texture there. Again, shout out to CJ. CJ is again like how long CJ been around doing toy tailoring?
I started following CJ probably like 2016, and he was already in the game, so before that, for sure, he's been around for a while. We met each other like just online through Instagram, didn't even know that we were close to each other. He was local. We're in the same area, but I just started following him. He did some amazing toy photography back in the day. Still does, but he was a killer with the toy photography. That's how we originally met. And then just started branching off, doing his own toy tailoring. And now look at him.
Yeah, no, CJ is awesome.
Working with these companies.
Yeah, I mean, it was nice, to meet him and Kevin and the gang when we went out there to like Whitby for CJ's birthday. You know what I mean? And super stand-up guy, fellow Pinoy. Shout out to the Filipino toy collectors and people in the scene. But yeah, look at the the levels of detail and the quality of of all these things too, and it's so meticulous too. I mean, soft goods on like a 12 scale figure is not an easy feat. You know what I mean? So RIP his hands, RIP his wife's hands, and the team that put this stuff together, because just being able to work at this size, like there's a reason why 12 scale, I think, soft goods, has taken so long to kind of come along, rather, or like even just to kind of be mainstream. We're starting to now see it. Like, of course, like the imports had it, like SHF and MOFX and stuff like that, and just like the the third party kind of things. Only now I feel are Star Wars figures and stuff starting to have soft goods. Even the short round from the Indiana Jones, like Hasbro's kind of getting into it, but you don't get this level of detail that CJ's putting together with these types of things. You have the frayed bottoms over here, even just the two-tone interior darker purple with like the outside kind of red. Like this is a really cool design. Like, again, this is legit, like fashion and tailoring for a 12 scale figure. So again, testament to CJ's work here. Can't send enough praises. Looking forward to seeing him again. I think the last time we saw him was probably at Off-World Bar.
Off-World.
Yeah, so shout out to him, shout out to Kevin toying around, and Paul, Angry Appa, and everyone in the toy community that we got a chance to hang out there with there too. Even Peter, Bearded Builds, we collaborated with him to build my girlfriend's salon sign. So he ended up, creating a 30 by 30 salon sign. Dru put some LEDs on there. Me and Dru basically mounted that into the salon. But it was 3 dudes from the toy community that are building signs for hairstylists. So, I mean, again, talent, is transcending, different, groups here. Yeah. But more on the figure. Oh, there's a little.
Oh, that's it. I haven't seen that. That's it.
Spoiler alert.
Without the clothes.
Yeah, very, very mummified kind of body here.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then that clock that you were showing earlier.
Cool. Stranger Things vibes.
Yeah, that's like some Vecna shit. You got a blood splatter. You have like 2 different or
it's
not
like
even
a little
2.
base.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know it extended that far. Yeah, you can't tell from this photo here. Yeah. But there's a dagger and there's 3 sets of hands. It's interesting how one of them is bloodied up and the other one isn't. And then the other thing I'm noticing are the feet of the clock are actual like toes and stuff like that, which is.
And it seems like it's like a separate piece as well too.
Hold on, let me switch you over there. I gotta hide this guy and big you up. There you go.
Yeah. So it's like a separate piece at the top of the clock, just like plugs into.
Nice. So you could have the clock just as is, or you can make it creepy.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
It also comes with a topper for that clock as well too. This seems to be a removable piece as well. Just like
the little it's crow. It's a raven because Edgar Allan
Raven.
Poe. Nice. Interesting.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
I only learned about that poem because of The Simpsons.
So that's cool. Shout out there.
And it looks like there's some merch as well. I'm finding over here that
so you had the option to buy it as a bundle. You could get all of this, the mug, a little enamel pin with the mask, and some t-shirts. You can either purchase it separately, purchase the figure separately, or buy it.
What'd you go for?
I just went with the figure.
Okay.
I'm never really one for merch and such, so I kind of always skip it a little bit. But yeah, those T-shirts were actually pretty badass. I should have pulled the trigger on them.
Nice. We got here a close look at the Raven here. What else do we have here? We have that box, that cool box that you had. That's a nice little Dio background. If it's not, I don't know if that's Photoshop. Or
Yeah, that's great.
That's a real Dio.
I know that Crashbox Customs works a lot with them with their dios and stuff too, so that could be Crashbox.
Okay. We got some Crashbox stuff. That's
Yep.
you know what Danny and I ended up getting produced a couple years ago. We have the brick wall and then the kind of like a destroyed concrete, which we were using more for the Unrustables, Mayhem Mechanics, and then also for the Transformers displays that we had in the past. And I know Dru has been you know, using some of those pieces as well for more of the newer stuff, you know, the brick wall with like the Spider-Man type of pieces, or Batman kind of perched up on, you know, a ledge or an alley kind of thing. So shout out to Crashbox Customs for sure.
Oh, it looks like the insert also comes out too. Look at that, so you can have a little backdrop for yourself.
There you go.
Look at that, eh? That's
Nice.
pretty rad. Definitely gonna use that.
Yeah, I was gonna say just flatten that bad boy out and there you go. Bob's your
Look at
uncle.
that. Very rad.
What else do we have? I'm trying to cycle through more of the imagery that we have for this figure Obscura. But if you're ready to go, we can maybe take a closer look. Yeah, hold on. Let's switch this up. There you go.
So there it is. Sorry, I can't see where I'm going here.
Oh yeah. Bring that face right up. Let's see that.
This cloth.
Oh yeah.
Look at the detail on that.
That's pretty sick.
And it's just like a mask. It looks like there's a plug on this side and a plug on that side to take the mask off.
So I can just kind of like clips into the temples or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah,
Do it.
Yeah.
Mask
okay.
off. Fucking mask
so
off.
To anybody who is watching this that does not want to be spoiled now, I would say to fast forward.
Or yeah, just
I don't know what to wear yet, but fast forward.
Yeah, they'll need to dip off for a little bit. If you're watching now and you don't want to see this
Still taking
super secret face, you might want to maybe just look away, and we'll tell you when it's good to.
Oh shit! What the?
You got to get it right up to like. You gotta...
Okay. Oh my god. This is terrible.
Dan, you ready for this?
Let's do this.
Okay, so.
Dun, 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 dun.
do that.
Oh, yo, what the? Yo, that's like fully caved in.
There is no face.
What the heck?
Oh my god.
So it's
No
like
wonder.
It's like brain matter and stuff.
Yeah.
Like just like flesh. What the?
And it's like,
But there's like teeth.
Yeah, so it looks like it's sculpted. I can't really make out what it is. I think it's just essentially like the inside.
Like
I'm
if you
sure
literally got your face chopped
Somebody's
off.
head. Yeah, dude.
That dude's gotta have like a bad headache.
The teeth on the bottom there.
Right?
What the heck?
Yo, that's
It kind of reminds me, where have I seen something like this before?
I don't
Something
know.
out of like Resident Evil, maybe. Not Resident Evil, Silent Hill, or
is
something creepy, man. But it's scary, yo.
It gives me Resident Evil vibes.
Yeah,
you know, or
right?
like whenever like, you know, something is like just super decayed, or like if it's like one of the other like liquors, or like even Last of Us clickers and stuff like that. But yeah, that's a pretty trippy head sculpt. It's like,
Man, I feel like this isn't even doing it justice. Let me see if I can bring this light a little bit closer. Yeah, it's terrifying.
yeah, it literally looks like Buddy's. Someone just. Oh yeah, look at that. That's
I wonder
Kind of
what
like
happened.
it's kind of like xenomorphish too, you know, on the inside.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Well, that's a nice little surprise because you know what I mean. Like, I guess like they could have cheaped out and just given you like a generic skull head.
Yeah, that's what I originally thought it was. And then as I was watching the videos of customers getting it in saying they can't reveal, I thought, okay, this is probably something a little deeper than just a skull head, you know?
Yeah. And
But Jesus Christ, that's
whoever
terrible.
it is, that sick person that sculpted that, shout out to them, weirdo. No.
Bless your creepy soul.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put the mask back on. So if anybody tuning back in, the mask is back on. But yeah,
Nice.
This is crazy.
What else do you want to cover here?
Yeah, that was about it. I can put it there. We can get a whole.
Yeah,
Oh, and there's there's wire here. This is wire.
Oh, nice.
Nice. So
So
again,
of course
shout out
this
to
thing
CJ. You know what I
goes
mean
around.
for
Yeah.
the wired. For those who aren't familiar, soft goods aren't new. Like Kenner Batman had the little ring that clipped onto the back, and he had
Yeah,
a
I
soft
remember
goods
that.
cape, right? So I mean, it's not new, but wired soft goods to have like dynamic effect to like wind blown effect and all that other types of stuff, or popping your character's collar up and stuff like that's a more primo thing. So again, shout out to CJ. We'll pull up CJ's feed right now, actually, while Dru's kind of taking a look at that here. But let's go ahead and pull up CJ on stream. Again, fellow collector, fellow Pinoy, Filipino dude in the Serrano area. And just look at...
Yeah, you put it on the big...
Look at this.
Right.
Right?
Yo, that's crazy. It's hard to, like you said, 1/12 scale clothing. And especially like with it not to look like he's, about to go outside of winter. To have everything tailored the way that he does it's incredible, man.
Yeah. Oh,
These
yeah.
are some of the new, looks like these are some of the new items for purchase. This Handmaid's Tale looking
Over here on the top left.
yeah. And then this guy.
Usagi, what's his name? The Ninja Turtles. Yojimbo? Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just awesome work here. Again, you have the boys. You got Kevin toying around here. You got Figgy Smalls over here. Again, all class act stand up dudes in the Canadian toy community here. You got Paulie here and Jason. That was at Off-World Bar on the left. Again, it's awesome to see Paul as well, like in Ahsoka. He's getting some more screen time in Ahsoka if anyone's following. As kind of supporting Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Hera, as she's kind of uncovering the plot over here. And then Jason is an awesome illustrator, so I always catch him at Fan Expo and Comicon and stuff like that. I picked up a couple comic books that he was nice enough to sign, and he signed a couple custom pieces for my nephew as well. So shout out to Jason as well. There's the boys over here. This was at CJ's birthday last year. So you got Jober there and a couple of the other guys, of course, Kevin, and the folks. But yeah, tons of stuff. Again, CJ's been at it, for time, and definitely, shout out to Canadian talent, So CJ and the wifey putting in work.
Toronto on the map.
Yeah, for sure. I remember because you were the one who told me about soft goods and all this other types of stuff. I think it was like you were trying to pick up like wired capes and stuff like that from CJ in the past.
I purchased a couple of his outfits back in the day when I found out that he was doing tailoring. So yeah, got a couple of them. Really quality too. Like I've put those things through the ringer. I've swapped so many times, and the durability was like legit. It's not something that would just like rip apart. Yeah, like I'd say at least maybe 5. They're 5 years old and still using those clothes. It's great, man.
Well, testament to their work though, right? Like going from like an independent person kind of selling on like, online or Etsy or DMs or whatever else it is, to like working with, Mythic Legions and other brands to kind of, do the official soft goods tailoring and prototyping like for these like actual retail like figures. So, again, just great to see CJ recognized for his work, and hoping to see more, wondering what's in store for the future. Oh, you know what this reminds me of? This this Turtles photo over here. That new third-party Turtles head that you could put on the Batman body.
Yeah. This was dope. He did this with DC Collectibles. He did the cloth cape there. Unfortunately, I missed out on this and never saw it again. Never saw it at any of the shows. It's a fortune on eBay. So maybe one day I'll get blessed and find it in the wild somewhere at a toy show. This was cool too. As you're like scrolling through his page here, those photos he took, he like built a little retail store.
Oh, these
so
here in the
had
middle?
like little racks, with all of his clothes and all of these characters trying on the clothes. Dude, chef's kiss. So cool.
There you go. CJ, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah.
Again, shout out to you, the wifey, the kids. It'd be nice to, see you again at Off-World or any of the other toy meetups. Again, stand-up guy and definitely doing some awesome work here. Look at all this stuff. You got a fashion show.
Amazing.
Even with his logo in the back there too.
Yeah.
Look at that. That soft goods Craven. Like,
so rad.
All of this is awesome. You have the Dragon Ball Brawly outfits on Goku and Vegeta here. So that's pretty sick. But yeah, we can go in for days. But yeah, if anyone is looking, you know what I mean, for toy tailoring, for custom type of stuff, again, he's working with, I think, Mythic Legions and Four Horsemen, quite a bit. But there's other types of stuff you could find here. But it's CJESIM on Insta, where you could find all of this awesome stuff. So shout out to CJ.
Yeah, shout out to CJ.
All right, what else do we have on deck for?
Look at this cool little this.
Oh yeah, let's switch this off here and bring. Oh yeah,
this is removable, so you can kind of get in a little bit closer there. Isn't that rad?
Nice.
It's very cool.
That's perfect time for Halloween too, right? To get a little more.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'd like to break out the story to try to get a little bit inspired. Maybe I can find some audiobook or even just like straight up go to the library, read it, try to get inspired on some cool shots and some cool pieces of the story. I like to keep things a little bit light when it comes to toy photography, but when you have a figure like this, I don't know if light is an option.
No, you got to go all in on the scary.
Yeah, I'm getting shadow banned on Instagram. For sure.
Now, we did want to again give another shout out to the homies at Titan Toyz, because again, a lot of what we were talking about earlier, at least, was thanks to Titan Toyz. So, when we first started or earlier in the show, we were talking about Heat Boy's Leonardo, right, guys? That was the first toy that they provided a sample to Danny and Dru to shoot. Ended up, Dru ended up making some awesome reels, some of the best engagement, social engagement, digital engagement that, they've ever received. And then Danny and Dru were able to move, a pretty good number of those at the Hamilton Toy Show, last week. And then this weekend, y'all will be posting up at the Mississauga Comicbook Show on behalf of Titan Toyz, and then also with Toy Bacon and Poku Digital, we're pretty much bringing that to life. But anyone again that goes to Titan Toyz, the other ones that we were talking about were the Animal Warriors of the Kingdom figures, which are these ones over here. And regardless of what you're purchasing, again, you could use the promo code Toy Bacon to save 10% on any online purchase. Danny, I believe you said it's free shipping over $250.
You got it.
There you go. So free shipping over $250, and I think that moves us into talking about the Mississauga Comic Book Show, which is this Sunday, right? So you guys got a table there.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a few tables there.
Got an island. We've got an island.
Pretty much. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna have a cool setup. We got some other friends that are joining us as well. But Dru's gonna have his toy photography setup. Titan's gonna have their setup with all their imported figures. So we'll be there hustling and showing off the goods. So come by, say hi. We're always giving deals here and there. Depends how much you spend. But we can also honor at times a 10% off on site. So it's something to think about. So yeah.
Very cool. So again, if you are free this Sunday, again, it's Sunday, October 1st. And that's at the Hilton Mississauga Meadowvale, right pretty much at Mississauga Road and the 401 if you're familiar. And then you can GPS that at 6750 Mississauga Road in Mississauga, Ontario. I'll move this Toy Bacon thing so you can actually see. There you go.
And just to be clear as well, they actually have two shows the same day. So they have the Mississauga Comic Book Show and they have the Mississauga Collector Expo. So they're in the same place, just different parts, different rooms.
Yeah.
But I think if you go to one, you can go to the other.
Yeah.
So,
And that's a good thing. I think, again, we were talking about how even with the Hamilton show, you know what I mean? They had the the historical like airplanes plus the actual collectibles. So I love the fact that like these organizers, they always have the big hall and the small hall, and they just kind of like, rotate through the themes that work. I know that, usually for like the toy cons and stuff that we would go, we'd usually have, and be in that bigger hall. The small hall is where they'd have like maybe like a gaming presence where people are selling, retro gaming and other types of stuff like that. So definitely good value, right? To be able to kind of check out, a variety of different things, and the other thing too is I think, for old and young too, you know what I mean? Having more space to kind of, grab stuff for the parents, or again, getting your kids into it, similar to what, Dru and Danny, what you were saying at the Hamilton show. There was that 10-year-old that already knew about MASQUE and import figures and this, that, and the other thing. So, the more variety, the better. And then it just brings the toy community together too, because there's more opportunities for vendors, like us to kind of post up, when either sell some stuff or share our passion, like Toy Bacon and things like that too.
And I'm trying to bring a little bit more presence with the toy photography aspect of it, because there's been quite a lot of people who will like either, see toy photos online if you are within the community, but never really tried it yourself. Moving forward, in some of these future shows, maybe next year, we're going to start doing little kind of toy photography elements to it, like how to set up a photo, how to set up a shot, your lighting, your framing, all that fun stuff. So like just moving forward, trying to bring more presence, trying to get more people in the community, trying to get more local people that we can actually like meet up and take photos with. I personally, aside from you, Francis, I don't really have anybody else to kind of like share this with. So it's nice to like meet people in the community local that we could like meet up with each other, take photos together, talk about toys. It's a really fun thing. So this show's been really eye-opening and like helped me, meet people within the community and not just, talking to a faceless person online all the time. You actually see the face behind the account,
Yeah,
That's
no,
really
it makes total sense. And I mean, especially for people that, aren't just like, I guess, mint in box, or you know what I mean, like, and sealed,
Mhm.
like collectors, like for the people that likes to display their stuff. You know, it's really easy, obviously, to get your character into like a vanilla pose and just kind of have them standing there or whatever else it is. But you know, there's
Mhm.
flight stands. There's like, you know, straight up flight stands. There's like, you know, the two joint flight stands. There's like flexi wire gooseneck, you know, kind of guys too.
Yep.
Um, and even when you get like an import, like, you know, certain SHF, Mafex, Sentinel, you know, Bring Arts, what have you, like they come with stands too, right? So they're
Yep.
expecting you, you know, to try and like, you know, mess around with that type of stuff, or even like a Spider-Man figure that'll have like a peg in the back, you know, for you to get the aerial shots. But I think, you know, the first thing that you and I maybe talked about, and one of the first tips on toy photography is definitely, you know, just kind of replicating, you know, looking at a comic panel or watching a cartoon and pausing it or something like that, and just, you
Mhm.
know, trying to redo that, you know what I mean, in, you know, with your action figure. And then, you know, once you start getting into the stands for aerial shots, or getting into dios, like, you know, we were talking about earlier as well, then that kind of really helps bring those toys to life. And
Yep.
that's really where Toy Bacon started. I mean, I know when you and I used to live together, you used to have everything on display on your
Mhm.
floating shelves. And then that's when I, you know, busted out my Transformers and I built that Transformers movie one, like big
Mhm.
clash on that one shelf, right? And if it
Mhm.
wasn't for me seeing your stuff out and on display, like I probably wouldn't have, you know, brought it to life that way. And then, you know, fast forward to where we are now with Toy
Yeah.
Bacon, you know, really trying to, I guess, accentuate, you know, that whole kind of theme. So no,
Yeah.
I love how far it's come, and how big the toy community is now too. I mean, you see, you know, Hot Kenobi has been covered, and Plastic Action, and like so
Yeah.
many crazy, you know what I mean, toy photographers that are getting, you know, not only featured, you know, in like small articles, which maybe they would every now and then, or like a complex or anything. Like
Mhm.
there's dudes that are shooting like the box art, you know, for
Yeah.
Hasbro, which
Yeah.
is, you know, awesome. You know what I mean? So it's good that, you know, it's not just going to like a, I guess, like a random product photographer that they maybe have been doing stuff in the past using CGI, even just using like 3D rendering and models, or even
Right.
illustrators, you know, because illustrators obviously have like, you know, a good hand on, you know, maybe the animation or the comic book pieces. But the fact that they actually hire toy photographers to put toy photography shots on box art and stuff like that is
Yeah.
nice, that it's kind of like full circle, you know what I mean,
Mhm. For
to do
sure.
that.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
nice.
Agreed.
I think the last thing that we kind of wanted to talk about, was ACBA, which again, speaking of toy photography, like that's such a good segue. You know what I mean, in terms of
Well,
like, if
Danny, before we get into that, Danny, how you feeling? I know you wanted to get out of here around 9:30.
Yeah, I kind of stayed a little bit.
It's now
I
10:15.
wanted to. No, it's all good, man. I'm enjoying it, but definitely I could probably check out. Or what time are you guys? Are you guys
well,
almost?
this is
We're
pretty much
just
the
going
last
for
segment.
it.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
Oh
do
no,
it.
no, Drew, this is it based on our list,
Oh,
dude.
this is
So I
it?
mean,
You don't want to keep going after this? All right, fine. All right, fine.
Well, let's go, man. I'm still good. I'm still awake barely, but past my bedtime. But no,
well,
we good, man. We
let's
good.
cover this, and then maybe
Yeah,
again, Drew,
Yeah.
if we stay, we stay. But
Okay.
let's, like, while Danny's here, because I think Danny
Yeah.
wants to know, might want to know about this too.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So ACBA is something that Drew really put me on. Like, I didn't really know about this and about toy communities, and I think that this is one of the biggest influential pieces, you know, that kind of got, you know, us kind of like started into kind of, and maybe one of the more established groups. But
Mhm.
you know, articulated comic book art, and
Mhm.
people like Pancheezey, you know what I mean, are definitely, I think, some of the pioneers when it comes down to, at least, like, you know, people in the States kind of bringing this to life.
Mhm.
But Drew, you're more familiar with OcToyber and all this other types of stuff. So, like, do you mind like kind of
Mhm.
giving us a little spiel on what's going on here?
Yeah, so they put this together every October. I think this is the third year running. They did a little bit of a hiatus, I believe, for COVID, but or sorry, before COVID, they had done a little hiatus and then brought it back for COVID. And this is just something for toy photographers. It's kind of a monthly challenge. Every day, post a new photo with the themes that they provide. It's really just for fun. I know that they do have some giveaways and some prizes and stuff, but really it's just for tour photographers to kind of like hone their craft, you know, give them an idea. One thing thing that I've personally felt with is like burnout when it comes to toy photography, coming up with ideas, trying to stay relevant. So this is kind of a good way to hone those skills.
Sorry about that.
So no, it's okay.
Oh no, sorry, I was just on mute for a second. But I was gonna say, like, to your point, like, you know, that burnout is real. I mean, it's to the point that even with like toy pops challenges and stuff like that I've you know participated in, I know a lot of people have like canned photos and like they'll just kind of post like during like a like session or whatever else it is. Like one of the things that I used to challenge myself with for those toy photography challenges is I would wait for the hashtag to drop whatever 10 or 20 minutes before the session, and I'd try and do something in like 10 or 50
to that
yeah
hashtag?
like literally to the hashtag, right? Which is, I know it's crazy and it's a lot of work or whatever, and it never turned out to be anything like, you know, amazing, but it was one of those things because like I wanted to be given direction, or I wanted to kind of, you know, work with something and kind of like work with that challenge. So the fact that you know, pancheezey and the crew, like, you know, actually have like these themes already laid out there, you know what I mean, to your point, like it helps, you know, really, you know, think outside the box and maybe like, you know, challenge yourself to like do something a little bit different. So I know you and I talked about, you know, maybe trying to, you know, get some toy bacon out, you know what I mean, based on these things here. You know, between obviously the two of us, we got a bunch of things here, so we'll definitely have to sync up and regroup on, you know, what we could potentially, you know, hammer out, you know what I mean, for to at least hit some of these themes where it makes sense. But
and
I thought,
I've knocked out a couple of these themes like in the
nice.
past. I've never gone like every day. It's a lot to take on. So maybe you and I looking at this, maybe we could like share the load. And then, you know, just kind of you do a couple, I do a couple, and we try to like, you know, jump into it, see what we can come up with.
For sure.
And Danny, feel free to jump in if something jumps out at you and you're like, oh, maybe I could come up with a cool shot for this theme.
Well, where I can potentially assist is getting you the toys.
Okay, yeah.
If you need some figures and whatever, you know, definitely hit me up and I can, you know, make dreams happen potentially. But obviously you got some good figures on the go already, right?
Yeah.
Definitely the one that you just showed today. You know, that alone I think will, you know, put you on the map when it comes to the OcToyber. So
yeah, we've got to find one.
And while I have you two here as well, again, we got to give a shout out to pancheezey. Again, one of the members of ACBA, and the reason why I wanted to bring this up is I have the Dusties that he sent us that I keep forgetting about. So for the people that don't know, like, check out this you know, this video here. But so pancheezey made these little Dusties here.
Oh man, look at that.
Which really, again, like getting 12 scale props and stuff like that really help, you know, bring your toy photography to life versus having, you know, CGI or photoshopping kind of stuff in there. So, you know, whether it's like someone sliding in, like again, that Kakashi kind of sliding back, or people sliding into the scene. The reason why, again, I told you, Danny, like I think you should get in on this too, is because obviously you and I are like big into Transformers, so like you know, like drifting effect, you know what I mean, to kind of have people like making the cars look like they're, you know, in motion, right? This is a perfect use of them too. This is the SHF Naruto figure, and he has the shadow clone Kagubushin Nujutsu, like, so he, like, you know, and there's always this dust cloud that kind of shows up when he spawns his clones.
Can you do the hand thing, you know, when you...
Oh no way, I wish. but I did see a dance battle where a guy did that and flexed it against another guy, and the guy like knew that he got owned because like someone rocked the seal on him or whatever it was.
Yes. Oh,
you have some Chainsaw Man here coming in, you know, with a sliding effect. I think this is, I don't know who it is, if it's Ippo. I don't know if that's the Ippo boxing guy, but you know, nice little cloud effect there. And then this is them. So this is what you get with them as well. So I got us all both. So we have the white and we have the gray, right? So again, like we can, you know, either stack them all together if we're doing shoots together. But again, all three of us have sets So again, shout out to Pancheezey. I'll probably hook you guys up. If I could see Dru, if I could see you before the show, then I could probably hand them off to you so Danny can get his set as well.
Okay,
Because
sweet.
I think I'm tied up mainly for this weekend, so I won't be able to make it out.
Okay.
For sure. But again, I have them for you. I haven't unboxed them yet. I owe Pancheezey, a little review and stuff like that too. So I'm probably going to be busting out like the Bayverse figures and stuff like that for this one.
Nice.
So excited, you know what I mean, to pull out Transformers and rock with these ones.
Yeah, man, you can get up on the toy photography again, man. You were good at that stuff too, man. So
thanks, man. Appreciate that. And
Yeah.
again, Drew's definitely the one that's keeping the toy bacon going. But for me, I think
I remember your shots, y'all.
you guys know, like, from I obviously shifted a lot more towards the gaming type of stuff,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
wherever it is, or even just this type of content, you know what I mean, to kind of host and build like this type of stuff, I'll definitely be working with you two guys to really elevate the shows that you're doing, the new toys that you pick up and all this other types of stuff, which I think is perfect, and why I wanted to really push for this show today was to talk about the success that you had last weekend, and also to really promote what you're going to be doing at the Mississauga show this coming Sunday. So sorry, this is the other one here that you get, so the textured like one as well. So
Cool.
being able to kind of even layer like a couple of them like side by side, I think will help kind of give a really good effect. But I think it's 8 pieces. Yeah, it's 8 pieces, so you get both sides and stuff. So you get like cars like burning out or whatever else, however you want to kind of do it too. I was even thinking of like superhero landing. You know what I mean? Like when someone falls and hits the ground, there's that little like dust cloud that like comes out. So so again, I'll hook you guys up with these. Shout out to Pancheezey and the ACBA crew. Again, you will see some toy bacon in the next little bit. But Danny, I know you said you probably want to.
Whenever you guys, I'm done. Already on OT, so we're good.
Fair enough. What about you, Dru? What else do you gotta? Do you want to cover? Do you still want to get into the figure Obscura there? Is there anything else that I went through the entire?
I already forgot how I took this cloak off, and I already forgot how it goes.
You don't know what side's up?
I don't know what's up, what's down. So I'm gonna leave that off, but while I'm at it, I'm gonna like strip it right down so I can see that creepy body. That's kind of what I'm looking for. While we're
I don't know what you're into, but
actually, I'll also put this up here. I mean, top 5 figure of the year right here, man. This guy.
So if y'all aren't familiar, this is the Muff Toys Loki. So this is again like a third-party, unofficial figure, but again, there are these companies like PW Toys, 5K Toys, and stuff like that that make these incredible 12 scale figures. So this will fit in with your Mafex, with your Marvel Legends, with your SHF, but the head sculpt is nuts. Like when you think about brands like this and Manipul and other types of stuff like that, they put the other toy companies to shame from the head sculpts alone because of the skin tone, like the eye gloss, all this other types of stuff. But what you're seeing here is also like it's super articulated. It has all the soft goods there. Like that variant jacket comes off with the rolled sleeves. You could even take that Tom Hiddleston head off and probably put it on a Marvel Legends or another Loki figure, and it'll just level it up with just because of the detail of the head sculpt. So
I put this variant jacket on a Marvel Legends body, Wolverine, and it fit great. And it was funny when I first took the jacket off, he has the sleeves, and so when I bent the arm, it kind of exposed the plastic, and I thought that I had ripped it. And I freaked out when I first got it, and then realized that actually just like slips right off.
So sick.
And have the rolled up sleeve.
The shirt's tucked in and everything.
But when he has the jacket on, you can still kind of expose the cuff and it'd be really sharp. Look at that, right? Just amazing.
Tom Hiddleston would be proud.
Oh, it's so good.
If he was making money off the royalties.
Yeah. It's so good.
So, that's another figure that actually did well at the show. We had it on display, and somebody actually came and bought one. So
Perfect
I mean,
timing. I mean, Loki's
yeah.
coming out in a couple weeks, right? Season
Mhm.
2.
Yep. So I mean, we're gonna have a couple, fun toy photography shots coming up with this guy, and we're gonna dive a little deeper with him. But I just kind of wanted to show it off
Before you break it.
before I break
Yeah, I
it.
still got to get you the Mobius, the
Right. Yeah. It was funny.
Owen Wilson.
I checked Etsy and eBay to try to find a 1/12 scale water. What are they called? The little
Jet ski.
jet ski.
'Cause
Yeah.
he's a jet ski guy.
Yeah. But I couldn't find anything. So if anybody has a link to a 1/12 scale jet ski, I am definitely in the market for that. But yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, more to come with Loki. Definitely, I
Yeah.
think again we obviously want to be on trend. With whatever we cover. Again, the main priority, as mentioned earlier, was the Hamilton show that you wrapped up last weekend, and the upcoming Mississauga Toy comic book show this Sunday. But when it comes down to obviously all the pop culture stuff, we want to be able to kind of cover that, and be relevant. So I think, there's the show this Sunday. At the end of October, there's the awesome toy show in Port Credit in Mississauga. So again, I'll be hosting a Smash Brothers tournament there. You guys got a table there, right? So you'll be there as well. Shout out to Wing. Shout out to Boy, the owner of Scars and Strops Barbershop. That's just down the street from the show that we're doing. And yeah, I think more to come. Like Danny and Dru will be posted up at tons of shows for the rest of the year and even going into 2024. So after each show and before each show, we're looking to kind of talk about and recap, what I mean, things that were hit and miss at each of those shows, and also to give you a heads up on maybe new products from Titan Toyz, new products that you should be looking at from an announcement perspective, and then even new Toy Beacon that Dru's kind of pumping out. Anything else y'all want to share? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there he is.
Nice.
Just gruesome. Look at how cool. And can you see the detail in the skull?
Yeah, I see the it's very like it's like mummified body with like decay and like stuff like that too. So I mean, should show that face again or lack thereof.
Oh,
nice. Look at the ribs. Oh yeah, super skeletal. Like that is a weird ass sculpt.
What's up with the holes in the back?
Yeah, I was just about to say I'm not sure.
Wings. Maybe
I don't think it came with anything. Maybe this was.
Looks like something.
This torso was a base from another figure. But yeah, she's so good.
I bet you can probably put wings on him or something. Or you can
I'd like to see where this torso came from and see what the options are for wings to maybe give it. I mean, it's off from the actual character, but maybe I can have a little bit of fun with that and give this crazy guy some wings.
Let's see that. Yeah. Let's pull that mask off again.
Yeah, you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah, you got it. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Like
nice. Again, that looks super creepy. Again, it's literally like just like that skull was kind of cut off and like whatever flesh came off with it.
Yeah. I'm also curious the story. If there's any type of from this angle it kind of looks like a face.
Dude would have a hard time FaceTiming anybody, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey.
Good luck unlocking your screen, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true story.
Horrifying. Anyway, yeah, beautiful figure. My God, 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Beautiful. Very happy with this purchase.
All right. Any final words, boys? Anything else you want to talk about?
That's it for me.
Be good, man. Just looking forward to next shows, next weekend. Just good times. Come see us, say hi.
if you're in the GTA, Mississauga, come check us out this weekend. Come say hi. Let's talk about toys.
And if you're not, again, Titan Toyz. That's TITANTOYZ.com. If you use the promo code TOYBACON, you get 10% off that purchase. Plus, again, any purchase over $250 will be shipped for free. So again, shout out to Titan Toyz. That's the folks that you see over here on the left. Shout out to them for hooking us up with samples, for providing some awesome product that Danny and Dru have been able to bring out to the shows, and just the samples that we've been using to kind of get some of the Toy Bacon and promotional shots out here. So again, if you're in Saga, remember to check out the Mississauga Comicbook Show. Again, that's going to be this Sunday. And again, TitanToyz.com for any online purchases. But with that, we will sign out. So this is Kuya Kicks, Dru Olive, and Danny Green on our initial stream. Pretty good for just under 2 hours. And looking forward to catching up with everyone, probably the next one before the Awesome Toy Show. So we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Peace out. Till next time. Later.